that often have some pretty big internal contradictions within them. So it's a real challenge, and I think tonight's result speaks to that challenge, and to try to find a through line through those different things is going to be the challenge for the party.
We keep our eyes peeled, I should say, at the bottom and the right of our screen as we try and determine whether or not this will be a Liberal minority or a Liberal majority. Very competitive things going on in the 905, which is a very key electoral region of Ontario, just outside Toronto. It looks at this point, early indications that the Conservatives are picking up a significant number of seats at the Liberals' expense in there. So that's something that could very much inform whether this is minority or majority. And I think we can check in actually in Liberal territory at Liberal headquarters with our senior political correspondent, Mike Lecouture, who is there live for us. Mike, take us inside the room if you could.
Yeah, Vashti, a very familiar face to people in the Liberal Party here with me. David
Right, I think it's working
former
now.
Justice Minister, also good friend of Mark Carney. He has been advising informally. Mr. Carney, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Lametti.
I thought we were going to celebrate today.
First off, these results, what do you think of them? And what would you have told me if I said that this is what it was going to be just a couple of months ago?
Look, it's still early tonight. I'm watching, obviously, carefully what the bloc vote is in Quebec. I'm watching what
I thought we were going to
does.
win.
We're evolving into a two-horse race, and none of us are used to that, so none of us are being able to predict. That being said, I'll say it to you, I said it to Mark Carney a number of times since January, both in the leadership and throughout. I said, Mark, if you had asked me if I would take these numbers 6 months ago, I would take them, and I would tell you that I would take them.
Take it.
We were dead and buried in December.
Is this a Liberal?
Now we're going to form government. Now, whether it's majority or minority, I'm hoping it's majority.
This guy reminds me of a pigeon.
We've turned this right around, and thanks to Mark. It's Mark's leadership, Mark's personality,
Thank you, Mark.
Mark's intelligence.
Justin Trudeau is probably like high-fiving his daughter at home right now.
That can stand up against Mr. Trump.
So when you think about where you were and the exchanges that you've had with him today,
This is crazy though, because the Liberals were down so much from what I remember back in like just literally a couple of weeks ago. They were down by so much. How the heck did they win? Any Canadians in there? Tell me how your emotions are doing. This is when Joe Biden won. Like, that's probably how you guys feel. Unless you guys are Mark Carney fans, then you guys are probably celebrating right now with some Canadian beer or something. Some Canadian whiskey. What alcohol do you guys make? I think you guys have beer.
And win Liberal seats. I think we're going to be all right.
you had told me a story off air about introducing Mark Carney essentially to the Liberal Party, bringing him to a Christmas
Oh, this guy
party
created the
after
monster?
shuffled out of
Is this the
cabinet.
creator?
So are you to thank for all of this?
No, I'm not to thank. Mark Carney's to thank because of his experience and his leadership capacity.
Julie Giroux is a...
And I thought I would invite him to the party. And there were a lot of Carney curious people there.
Who the heck is this guy? This guy must have worked for the Bank of England too.
Has that singular focus that has brought him to this point right now.
Supremely intelligent and massive.
I want to see what Trump says about this now.
Briefings where he can turn the briefing around and say, yeah, I get that, but we're going to do this, 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 and this. And he clearly grasps what's happening immediately in the briefing, and he turns it around to give a direction and a plan. And I think this is something unique, and I think he's the right person.
I just hear cheering. I don't know what they're cheering.
What kind of a prime minister are we going to have right now?
Well, we'll find out very soon.
Under Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, a lot of people talk about the differences between these two men. What can Canadians expect of Mark Carney?
They can expect sincere, thoughtful, intelligent policy responses and policy.
We'll see about that. Canada is screwed, Grumpy. Yeah. Honestly, I don't live in Canada, but I was kind of devastated by this news because genuinely, I was like, bro, Pierre's got this shit. Are you from Canada, Grumpy?
I'm happy where I am right now at Fasken, believe me.
Hopefully your province voted for Pierre.
This is an important moment in Canadian history. This is an important moment for the country.
This is an important moment for the country. You're either one side or the other side. You're either happy or really pissed off right now.
In what way? What do you want to do?
I'll continue to support him. I'm happy to give informal advice if that's what.
This guy is happy as heck, dude.
You can't say I didn't try with
He's
David
gleaming.
here, but, you know, he's a
Look at him. He's like,
hee hee hee.
we did it.
Honestly, like it's a good picture into
Look at that
behind the
pigeon.
scenes of what's responsible for this. Obviously, it's Mark Carney, but
Carney.
the people behind him, Marco Mendocino, David Lametti, and Jerry Butts in particular.
No, but I have a bunch of Canadian friends, dude. You're in the U.S., huh? Like me. You're just watching for entertainment almost. It is entertaining, dude. For once, it's not us.
That he will be part of the office, the Prime Minister's office, but that's just a guess.
All right, you heard it here first.
Yeah, but life's gonna get so expensive for Canadians, dude. Carbon tax, dude. Oh my god. There's gonna be a bunch of Indians moving in. No offense, but every country has, you know, the certain race they keep bringing in. I could tell from the names too. The names were freaking crazy. White Rabbit, how's it going?
So the story there is that he retains
Yeah, I saw so many funny names on the side here, like this Gatineau it says here. So many like Arab sounding, Indian sounding names. Hold on, let's see if we can find Gurvir Khara. Gurvir Khara, you guys voted for Gurvir? Maybe don't talk shit about Trump time, Pierre. Yeah, dude, Faithful. But honestly, I think if Trump endorsed him or helped him out, he would have done worse. Canada is just Canada is really liberal. I think the only hope is annexation. No, I don't know. We might be at that point right now. All right, here we go. Let's see if there's any other ridiculous names. Like some of them sound Canadian, but some of them just sound wild. Canada had a GDP of Rhode Island, and I want to act tough with Trump over tariffs. Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you gonna do realistically? You're just gonna like tickle our GDP like a little bit, you know? Literally, Texas engulfs Canada's GDP. They're like, we got oil though. It's like, yeah, but you don't even use it. You guys are trying to get rid of oil. Like, are you guys dumb? Bujai Padel. There we go. That's a good row of normal names right there. Ben Lobb, James Rice.
All right, Jeremy, thank you so much. And as Jeremy was speaking, I'm just looking.
I can't even read this. Pascal Burofudo Zuva. Yeah, I don't even know what that said.
Minister of National Defense.
All right, take a guess, guys. Take a guess in the chat. Is Trump going to annex parts of Canada now? Are we about to see something crazy before GTA 6 or 5, whatever it is? We won't cover you militarily. Yeah, it's over, dude. We're about to have China as our neighbors. Hope you guys are ready. Look at this haircut. I love this haircut. She said, let me look like Trump for the elections. Give me the Trump wig, but black.
It defeated, we're declaring in the riding of Beauce and in fourth place.
Oh my god. Dude, there was Canadians in here, but I think they left. I think they're probably drinking right now.
Let's get to Sandy Ronaldo, who's
James Bezan,
really gauging the sentiment
national
people.
defense critic.
Sandy, over to you.
What national defense guy? You mean the U.S. military?
To have an opportunity to say what's on their mind, but the word that keeps coming up again and again is polarization. So talk to me, John.
Dude, you guys think there's a chance? Are they electing the board of 7-Eleven for government? Yo. I don't know about the board, but maybe like different franchises in different cities. They're choosing who's going to be allowed to open up their franchise in Canada, right? The 7-Elevens. So far, a lot of crazy names are going to be opening 7-Elevens in Canada. That was funny, White Rabbit.
A cohort of liberals these days.
Dude, let's see. I also can't wait for after when they actually start talking to the media, and we'll see what kind of crazy accents there are. I have a feeling it's gonna be like my old teachers from like college. Ruvinder, Bravinder, Sevinder, October, November. They'll go from to hey buddy, coming soon. Hey buddy. Hey buddy.
And so far, conservatives.
You want a second Coke with that? It's a 2 for $5.
But I don't think that anger will last long. I think it will turn internally pretty quickly. And they're going to say, what happened here? How did we have this in our grasp, change that we've wanted for so long, and it's now gone? And they're going to start to ask questions of their party. The only way that doesn't become really ugly is if the conservatives can keep the liberals to...
Oh, wait, we're catching up. Look, look.
I think you'll see they'll calm
Look.
down, they'll accept that as reality.
What if it's not over?
To fight another day.
What if they lied?
We have our country divided right now.
Hold on now.
We need to be focused on...
Is this guy a singer or something? He looks like he's like a Canadian country superstar.
So those numbers don't show that so far.
But how do you begin to heal, right? Given the fact that
Heal?
we've got
What
such a
happened?
fractured nation in terms of...
Oh, I see.
Just look at those numbers again. You know, if it ends up being, we're waiting to see whether minority or majority, but how do you, as the new leader of this country, reach out to those people who didn't vote for you?
I don't think you
Can you guys drop likes if you're in here? I want to reach more liberals so we can fight in the comments and stuff. Just kidding, but not really.
There's that wing of the party where people, they bought into Donald Trump. They like him, and they believe that elections can be fixed and that pollsters lie to you and that the media is lying to you all of the time. That exists in our country, and I think it's only going to grow as a result of this.
Yeah.
Really?
Unless the liberals get a strong majority and Carney can actually deliver a good deal with the United States, maybe then we take a deep breath and say,
Blame Canada with their beady little eyes and their heads so full of
That's
lies.
absolutely right. I mean, Corey tonight, just behind us, has been Cassandra through this entire campaign, and now we see what the result is. But conservatives are also going to say, I think, you know, what do we have to do to win power?
Honestly, dude, what they have to do? I thought Pierre was like a superstar. He had the video of him biting an apple.
I think that's the only way they can do that. I mean, I think
They have to go farther to the right now, I think.
felt emotionally the moment when Donald Trump got too involved in this country, and he expressed that. And I think Pierre Poilievre waited.
I think they're about to ruin Canada now, imagine.
4 or 5 days ago, and he expressed
They're gonna start throwing like, they're gonna start throwing tariffs, even more tariffs at USA.
There's going to be a lot of questions raised about that.
Dude, the entire country's gonna be like third world now.
So I'm going to have to wrap you up.
One more thing.
One more thing. Hey, guy.
And certainly, we could listen to them for a lot longer. I think everything that you just heard was totally accurate. But we have
They're going
another
down.
call to make. In this case, we are declaring Mark Carney elected in his Ottawa area riding of Nepean. Not a difficult battle for Mark Carney there, not unexpected in
Yo, it's
any
not
way.
that far though. It's 128 to
Meantime, Mr.
150.
Informed Government, you can see there we have declared him the winner.
Oh,
in
there
this
you go. That's
riding
rain
as well.
jacket guy.
He has never Omar Assad.
Big beard and rain jacket
In
guy.
fact, this will be when Parliament is set to resume.
Oh, purple hat guy won. Pravinder.
In Parliament.
No stranger to big issues, but a political neophyte, and that riding, of course, adjacent to Pierre Poilievre's riding of Carleton. Let's get to CTV Geneviève Beauchemin at Liberal.
CTV Beauchemin.
It's always less awkward, Geneviève.
Oh, Geneviève, like have you guys seen Rush Hour 3? Kara, Geneviève. This is Geneviève. Look at this guy, dude. Montcalm. Dude, this is your JB Pritzker. Alexia Ocasio-Cortez. Who's this? I don't know anymore. That's Adam Schiff right there. But with black hair. Slushies for everyone. You can bring your trash can. Fill your trash can with slushies. Happy slushy day.
Every single vote out, door knocking from Mark Carney, and they said they really saw a big change, of course, when after Trudeau stepped down.
Big hairline, big hairline. That's my guy right there.
People,
Conservative hairlines, let's go.
That this was what was going to happen tonight, but they're still watching really nervously, and there's a lot of talk about this.
I can't wait to see the aftermath of all this.
You know, of course, we're in Ontario.
Oh my god, it's gonna be crazy. The Liberals are gonna be making fun of the Conservatives in Canada. But next election might be even crazier than this.
the screen. There's a lot of anticipation and nervous energy in the room now.
Chrystia Freeland. Oh my. Hi guys, I am Chrystia Freeland. I am the teacher that scolds you in a very nice voice. Donald Trump attacked us, and we cannot have this. We're gonna lower taxes. We're gonna do absolutely everything.
It'll be interesting. You know, we were talking about the fact that Mark Carney's a political news.
Yeah, that's why they allow you to take whatever cups you want. If you want to take a trash can, it's the same price. Just fill it up. Take it.
It's a cutthroat game.
Well, and who he surrounds himself with. So, for example, Chrystia Freeland, who in that cabinet he made just before the writ drop, moved from being deputy prime minister after all that chaos and drama with Justin Trudeau to the portfolio of transport. Like, what kind of desire there is to project, you know, more change.
Where's Kamala Harris?
He reassembles cabinet will certainly be something to
Leslyn Lewis.
TTV declaring Leslyn Lewis one of the former.
That was racist. She said Leslie. It's Leslyn, lady. Leslyn.
I think we just saw Chrystia Freeland. I think I'm also hearing Leslie Church might have flipped.
They look like the scumbags they just tossed out.
Chief of Staff to Chrystia
Look at
Freeland
that guy's
after a period of
fedora. He
time
thought
that
he was cool.
by-election for Toronto St. Paul's, really like the pinnacle of the liberal dissent in public opinion polling, and there it is.
All right. I'm still waiting for the comeback. You guys don't understand.
Taking it from Mr. Stewart, the Conservative candidate, who had surprised everybody when he did.
Leslie Church.
Leslie Church.
That's Leslie Knope. Oh my gosh. Dude, is that Medusa? Is that Medusa, but in a Disney movie, so she's black and a guy? That's crazy. That hair? Albert Einstein.
Standing by in Montreal, Maya.
Judging these candidates is more fun than the elections.
All right.
That was too nerve-wracking.
Here at Liberal Watch Party in downtown Montreal. We are here with
Here we go.
Hard Miller, the candidate
Hard Miller? His name is Hard Miller?
Thank you for your time and congratulations, because now we have the results.
Hard Miller.
Just a few months ago, this seemed completely
Got a big nose.
the Liberals winning this election.
Yeah, look, it didn't look good. I had hope.
9999.
I'd say probably we deserved to be where we were a couple months ago. A lot of infighting. I think things changed for a number of reasons.
Dude, you guys should have kept Justin Trudeau in there. He was easier to beat.
There's the Trump threat that we all got together and focused on Canadian sovereignty, on
You know, for months I had in my head like, oh, Pierre's gonna win. It's gonna be like the U.S.
I think that focused the mind.
Well, was I wrong?
The coming of Mark Carney, I think, is
They
very
lost
important.
there. The right lost in Germany. This guy's boasting.
Resume,
It's terrible.
work that he's done before he became a politician. I think that was very important. A leadership race that reinvigorated the team and got people motivated for this election. So I think a number of things, including how we ran this election, which was a positive message around affordability, around fighting.
Look at that guy's hairline. We got V hairline like a vampire. We got big forehead. You can land the U.S. military planes on there because when we come over, we have to protect Canada now since you guys have a liberal government, right? And then we got the ethnic guy here. Guy looks like he could play football for Samoa. Wow, that's a interesting panel right there. And then this one, Suzanne Dufresne doesn't even have a picture. She doesn't even care. She's like, you know what? We're not gonna do shit. Just leave me as normal. Oh man, there's so many characters. How about this guy? That's like in between normal and crack mouth. Yeah, they definitely aren't camera ready. You're right. I think White Rabbit, you're absolutely correct. Some of them, their pictures are literally with iPhones as they were going to work or something or campaign. These guys at least have professional pictures. We'll see.
Political experience. He has not held a seat in the House of Commons before. Do you think that will be a challenge for him as we navigate a very complicated time?
Very complicated time. Can I skip forward? I don't want to hear this guy. Oh yeah, we can skip forward, no problem.
If that Liberal government, remarkable comeback for the Liberals, whatever.
Remarkable comeback for the Liberals here. Remarkable. I've never seen anything like it in my 15 years of the NBA, covering the Toronto Raptors. Incredible.
Look, I'm a lifelong conservative, a proud conservative, but I'm a Canadian first. And congratulations to Prime Minister Carney. He is my
This
Prime
guy's
Minister, and
defeated, dude. You could
congratulate
tell.
him on a remarkable turnaround of the Liberal Party to land him his victory tonight. The burden that
He didn't
falls on
win
him
yet.
now as the Prime Minister of this country, we should never forget
It's not over.
the final speeches.
Oh
that
my
Paul-
gosh, dude, look at this one. Dude, you know she photoshopped her face to smooth it out a bit. Iwakela Lamborpulopoulos. That's crazy.
Us last year, which is to remind us that the first obligation of any prime minister.
Patricia, she looks alright.
Before you
This
pave
looks
a
like your
highway,
average
before you
mother.
pass a law, before you do anything, the first obligation of the prime
A little
minister
too
of this
happy
country
for
is
me, this
national.
guy.
And there are some real cleavages.
I
and
can't
gaps
tell
in this
yet.
country. A lot of people.
Whoa, that can't be real. That's like, you know when you widen a picture sometimes to fit the ratio you want? That's what it looks like. She's been stretched.
A lot of people in the Alberta and the energy sector have felt left out and beaten up. And
Oh, he's ready. That guy's a champion.
And there are a lot of things that
He's
Prime
ready to
Minister Carney
fight.
can do, in order to heal those gaps and heal those divides and make this country a more united and better place. He's talked.
There you
about
go,
it.
look.
He's said some good things. He's
Pierre.
seen some examples in the past. But
That's
like
a man,
when
baby.
conservatives talk about Bill C-69. I know it sounds sort of
Which
political,
one?
but
Which one?
But there's some really good, thoughtful.
You got a
ideas,
couple
and good
choices.
policy,
Oh
proposals
yeah, the
that
lazy
should
drag queen. I know what
absolutely
you're
be
talking
at
about
home
now.
in
Yeah.
any government of this country.
Yeah,
whether
that's
it's
a
blue or red,
that was a
that would
crazy
heal a lot of
face, dude.
divides that would make Albertans
Here we go.
Westerners.
Here we go. 7-Eleven champion right here. Salma Zahid coming in at 6'1", 258 pounds, out of Scarborough Center, with the sickest gas station lineup on earth. Salma Zahid.
Feel like
She's
they're part
coming
of this
out.
country, and there are a lot of things that Prime Minister Carney can do, and I hope that he's open to those.
She put
ideas.
the hammer down.
Hopefully, he is open to
Dude.
doing.
This must be a meme. There can't be this many crazy names. Like, I've been reading for a long time now. Like, Gary Ananadasakalarari. That's crazy.
Whatever.
Suchita Jalan. Kingsley
Prime
Kwok.
Minister
That's
because
actually a
the
cool
office
name.
will
I
do,
gotta
which
give
is to
props to
reach
that
out and
one.
to build a stronger
Sean
market
Chen.
and to fill those divides.
You're just listening to Mark Miller, who said,
Gurmeet
they focus
Sandhu.
on sovereignty, but you could argue both of these leaders and both of these parties focused on sovereignty. Canada's
That guy looked like a typical politician.
Ron, I want to ask you this: if I'm from Alberta
Eh,
and I look at the screen,
he's in
and
the
see
middle,
Liberal
right?
win, what's my reaction?
Some of these are normal. I don't know. I can't really like this Mark Watson guy. Like, that's kind of normal. This, the Beth Proxaka, not really. Pierre's is good. Gap tooth, major
Reaction
gap
tonight.
tooth.
Well, I think
Major
James
gap
articulated
tooth.
it very well. There's going to be a lot of healing to do. I think the one
What
thing
healing, bro?
strategically
It's
that
like
is
losing
going
a
to be
sport.
difficult is a big part of
Nobody
this
died.
win is Quebec. And we know that Quebec is at odds with the energy sector. And so how will Mark Carney balance that out? He owes a lot to Quebec. Quebec, you know, we've talked about all of a sudden there's a consensus on pipelines.
Yeah,
Still
no
difficult to
pipeline. I don't think
convince
so.
Quebecers to build an energy.
I don't
So
think
you
so.
gotta
Not
where
with
are we
this
gonna put it?
score.
How are we going to do this? And so who does he owe something
It's kind of
to
close
after
now. You
tonight?
know,
He
what is it?
owes
Like
probably a
22?
lot to Quebec voters. So
22 points
that's
down.
another
Toronto
cleavage. It's
Raptors.
East and West. It's not just rural and urban. It's not just young and old.
So how
It's-
long till they're
so
number
we've got some
51?
things to heal, and I think
I
when
give
we
it a
look at the
week.
results,
Just wait till they do something
even
dumb, and
if
then
Doug
Trump's
Ford's
like,
results
all
in
right, well,
2025, if Pierre
let's
comes
just
in at
send
maybe
1/100th of the
39% or
military
close to
in, and they'll
39%, which
fold.
Harper won a majority with that.
Right.
He could actually end up with more votes from Ontarians that Doug Ford did, but we're still losing in Ontario, which is where we needed to win because of a massive collapse.
Guys, drink
of the
water.
NDP. Who would have ever thought the NDP would be at 4%?
Because water
So
doesn't come from different
that's
countries.
also a big story tonight to me, to see the NDP.
If you drink Coke, you might
to see a
indirectly
leader that
support somebody,
really
right?
just drove this party
If you want to
into
be
a
real,
ditch.
like,
And so I'm sure
You
Doug
put that
Ford-
real
on the leader.
sensitive.
I put it on any leader.
No way,
I
make
mean,
them
there was
another
an
Puerto
opportunity,
Rico.
I think, for Jagmeet
Well, it
Singh
depends.
from
It depends
any
which sections.
NDP.
It depends which sections we're taking over, right? Like, some of them are already conservative. So if we start with taking those over, then we could have Trump 2028 again, right? So we'll start with that, and then we'll slowly start shifting the rest of Canada to be more conservative. And then for 2028 season of the Trump era, if he's alive, we'll start working on that. Then eventually we'll take over those, and it'll be Trump 2032, right? And then we'll just keep it going, we'll just keep it going. And then once Barron is old enough, Trump can just die. We don't have to keep him alive anymore.
leader to create a differentiation between the Liberal leader, who someone mentioned is a banker.
Guys, my computer's gonna die and my legs are tired from standing. But I will be back. I haven't streamed for months. I forgot how fun it is. I love all the comments talking shit.
So obviously we'll see a new NDP leader, and that obviously would make a
They
difference.
can't be allowed to make decisions. Yeah, they don't have a say in elections, I guess, right? They don't have a say in elections, and we just pretty much take their natural resources. It's the best, but they don't have taxes. The ice left brain crystals.
Well, just remember, he actually grew the base
Solomon.
of the Conservative Party. He tonight delivered a vote that
Look at this guy, Mike Kellaway. Looks like a midget.
under Stephen Harper. He's grown.
Looks like a little midge.
The progressive vote has completely gone to the Liberals, and the NDP completely collapsed. I do think that Jagmeet Singh has to take some responsibility for that. He had an opportunity.
Melanie Jolie, I like her. She's like easy on the eyes.
He wasn't able to.
I think that's Pierre, Justin Trudeau's mistress or something. Melanie Jolie.
Donald Trump. But do you think any of the leaders imagined that we were going to have what you were talking about?
Elon is going to build Robo-Trump. Yeah, that's why they're so into the AI. They're trying to extend Trump's life. Have a good one, White Rabbit. Yeah, it's gonna die. I'm gonna go sleep. We'll see the freakouts tomorrow. Alright guys, thanks for watching.